going on, peeps? It's your boy Glenn Lawrence, and I am back with another whispering review. And this time, we're talking Reminiscence. Reminiscence is what we're talking about this time. Now, before we get started, go ahead and like, share, subscribe this so you can get notified every time we do a whispering review so you never miss out on them. Now, where were we? Oh, yes, that's right. We're talking about reminiscence. We're remembering what we're talking about, which will be reminiscing about Reminiscence. Reminiscence is a high concept story. It takes place in the future. We've already gone through a bunch of global warming. Miami is underwater. It's pretty much like Venice now. Miami becomes Venice, which is actually a concept unto itself. But in this world, there's a lot of cool tech, and one of the cool tech pieces that they have in this world is the ability to go into other people's heads and visualize their memories. That's dope. Quite a few memories I'd like to relive, if you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Now, Reminiscence is written and directed by Lisa Joy, and I'll tell you what, this film is a joy to watch. It was really, really cool. It also has two of my favorite actors. It's a twofer. It's got Hugh Jackman in it, Wolverine himself, as well as Thandie Newton, who is super underappreciated as an actress. Every movie she's in, she actually kills it. She steals all the scenes. I don't understand why she's not in more movies. I don't understand why she isn't cast in everything. Literally everything. She should get everything. There's a great line in this film, and it was from my girl Thandie Newton, where it said, my only philosophy I have is don't die. And I went through plenty of bullets to keep it that way. That's badass. Now, the movie takes place in a flooded Miami, but it's very Art Deco. It's very like noir, I think is what you would call it. And it's like Chinatown. It's like a flooded Chinatown. It's a futuristic Chinatown with memories. Everybody wears galoshes here because everything's flooded, which is kind of a weird fashion statement, but it's cool. People have cool jobs here. For instance, Thandie Newton and Hugh Jackman, who play Nick Bannister and Emily Watts Sanders. They call her Watts because she fried some person, apparently, which is very, very interesting. Apparently, if you reminisce too much, you can fry your brain. Yeah, that makes sense. But their job is to navigate people through the memories. Because while they're sleeping, you can talk to them and prompt them to go to different places in their memory. It's very interesting. I love it. High concept. They do a great job of setting the stage. All the set pieces are really amazing. To have that much water on set had to be annoying. How did they film it? What did they do with the cameras? Did the cameras get wet? Were there bags around the camera? What about hair and makeup? All that water? How do you deal with hair and makeup? Whatever they had to do, they did it. Lisa Joy did it to death. The film is very, very fun. Very, very enjoyable. And I was hanging on. There was a thriller. I was hanging on. What's going to happen next? Now, Hugh Jackman in this film is Wolverine hot. He's amazing, as always. He's brooding. He's going around. You could tell that he's been through some things. And the film has a very Christopher Nolan feel where it's like, ooh, are we going back and forth in time? Or is it a memory? Or is it real? And I love those movies, mainly because if I can figure out what's happening at the end, I know I'm not an idiot. This film made me feel like I was an idiot. In this world, I guess you don't have a rule against boning clients, because he gets a client who's trying to remember her memories, and he bones her. You're not supposed to do that. But because of that, he gets hooked. That's why you don't bone your clients in the memory pod. He meets this person, and then he can't find her anymore, and it's a misconnection. This is like a Craigslist misconnection in the future. And they use this tech to go to court testimony and figure out mysteries or whatever. And while on the case, the girl that Hugh Jackman, Nick Bannister is missing, winds up being in the case, in the court case. So he's like, oh, wait, what? So he starts focusing on her, and it seems like it's kind of not in his job, but at the end of the day, it actually did help him solve the case. Now, this is an interesting, futuristic thing. There's barcodes on people's arms. Just the total dystopian future that you would expect. But what I think this really would be great as is a video game. Could you imagine? You have to go through Reminiscence. It's like Assassin's Creed, basically. It's like Assassin's Creed meets Chinatown. Another great quote in the film, barons stay afloat by drowning everyone else. There's a lot of good gems in this film. You should watch it just for the gems. Can't say enough about Thandie Newton. She plays Watts. She's dope with the gun. She helps save Hugh Jackman a bunch of times, but the gunplay that she has is pretty awesome. It shows how capable she is. Incredible character. I loved it. So a big part of the movie is the fact that there was a war, a border war with Mexico, and people had to serve at the border war. That was kind of crazy. If you ask me, it's a little, heavy, but I don't know. Maybe that's what's about to happen. There's a lot of soliloquies in this movie. People just start talking to themselves and they want to say things. I don't know. That was a lot. But it actually fit in the movie and it helps move it right along. This movie had one of the best revengeances. This movie had one of the best revenge sequences I've ever seen, where it's like, ooh, I'm going to get you back and I'm going to make you pay. You got to watch the movie for it. I'm not going to ruin it, but let me just say, woo! It is interesting how they have these memory shops, and then they also have like a big box memory shop, like a Best Buy of memory shops. And then they have the low mom and pop memory shops where Hugh Jackman and Thandie Newton work. Nick and Watts work. It's very, very interesting at the end of the film because it kind of leaves us a cliffhanger, like what's going on. But I think it's pretty clear, like Nick is on a loop. And that is what is so awesome, because you can literally just have your favorite moment just replay in your head over and over and over again. And that is the way that it ends for you. That's pretty awesome. I love it. Reminiscence, great movie, great film. Now, if I had to rank this movie, I'm gonna give it a 4.5. I'm gonna give it a keep it down. You know what I'm saying? Like, keep it down. This movie was dope. This is great. It had a lot of great points, a lot of things it brings up. I love that it made you think, and I love at the end of it, I almost didn't understand it, so I felt like an idiot. That, to me, is the sign of a good film. So there you have it, my review for Reminiscence. Great film. Go see it, if for nothing else, for Thandie Newton. She's amazing. She doesn't get enough credit, but I'm going to give her flowers here. Here. Flowers. All right, like I said at the beginning, like, share, subscribe if you really enjoyed this, so you can get notified every time we drop another Whispering review or any review from the NRW. All right, I think I'm going to go wake the wife up and make some memories that I can reminisce about. Okay, I'm being a dirty old man. Thanks for peeping.